We're here with Kevin Carroll, author of The Red Rubber Ball, and we're here with JoAnna and Brandi. And we just kicked off this year's North American Conference of Customer Management, Customers First, and we have a chance to have a quick discussion with both of them now after this fabulous keynote discussion. So, JoAnna, Kevin?
Oh, it was a great discussion. What a way to kick off a conference, especially in these extraordinary economic times that we're dealing with right now. To have a speaker that can come in and tell us from his heart his personal story and how his personal story impacted his whole life. And it's all about creativity. It really is all about your imagination and how the red rubber ball became a metaphor for everything you do.
Absolutely, but JoAnna, I really took to heart the responsibility of sharing, and kicking off events. I always take them very, very seriously, because I think that it sets a tone. It sets the attitude, it sets the direction, and it really allows people to recognize the opportunity. And that's the key thing. And you talk about these really unique times that we're in right now, but I think there's some things that we really need to understand as human beings is celebrating obstacles and challenges. We all did it in our childhood, and we need to continue to celebrate those challenges and those obstacles and recognize those as opportunities. And I think that coming to this event is really preparatory to really going and facing what's out there in the world. So I really think these kinds of things, and like we talked about the whole notion of inspiring relationships, right? So really, I just think it's so important that as I kicked off the event, and what I tried to do this evening was to first be inspirational, but never in a cheerleader way. And I always tell people, I don't.
You just tell your story, and your story is amazingly inspiring.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? Is I always say cheerleaders cheer regardless of the score, right? And they will have their backs to the game so many times, and we can't have our backs to the game of life. We got to be facing it. We got to be involved. We got to be invested. And so, never to be a cheerleader, always to be purposeful. Talk with people about passion, investment, commitment on a regular basis. And I think, like you've talked about, just some of those things about recognizing what's fun for you, what inspires you, what makes you feel good at work. That whole idea. So for me, literally, it's the red rubber ball. It's sport and play. And then I found a way to manifest that then into other things in my chase, right? And so I found this whole world of sport for social change. I found this whole world of individuals who talk about creativity and imagination and problem solving and resiliency, all in the context of play.
And what's really amazing to me is that what we need is exactly what you have. And isn't it, it's going to be amazing when we see that it may just be play that turns around this economy. Because if we can get what you're talking about, the spirit of what you're talking out to organizations, because the reason it doesn't happen is because people are afraid to make a mistake.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? And so I think that we have to have the mentality of when you got triple dog dared, right? As a kid, right? Remember when you got triple dog dared? You would step up. Right? There will be others who'd be like, oh, but there were other kids who would always step up and say, that's okay, I'm willing to skin my knees. And if you create a culture, a permissive culture within your business, right, your organization, that allows people to have what some organizations call spectacular failures. Right? That but there's so much learning from it, right? And there's so much wisdom gained from it. But there's nothing gained if you never put yourself out there.
That's exactly right. So the challenge for leaders is to create that safe emotional space so that people will step up, because many people are afraid to step up. They're afraid to take a risk. They're afraid to play at work.
Well, that's the whole challenge right now, right? Because the economy dictates that, well, you want to just, we're going to hold on to our job. We're going to squeeze onto that thing and hold on to that job because we're living in scarcity.
But
that, see, that tension,
and as soon
right?
as you get that, you
got nothing else. You squeeze the life out of it.
told us about all those books. Your brain focus, you get into that narrowing fight or flight thing.
Yeah, exactly,
and
right?
you can't think creatively.
And there's no way, because you squeeze the life out of any idea, right? And then you hold back possibilities. And what we need to be able to do is leaders have to lead with courage.
Absolutely.
And if leaders lead with courage, then anything is possible, because then you're going to allow the organization to recognize. If the leader is demonstrating courage,
that's exactly right.
If the leader is demonstrating this scarcity, okay, we're going to tighten it up. We're going to peel
that's
back.
The language they're using.
Absolutely. And you know what? What's going to happen is we're going to fall even further back. But it's the organizations that demonstrate resiliency, resourcefulness, imagination, innovation, doing more with less. And I always go back to our play. We were amazingly resourceful as children, right? We could do so much with so little. And we have to be able to harken back to that ability to do that again.
And we got
have
the opportunity
it.
now.
And we have it in us.
Yeah, we do.
Right?
Everybody.
So what an amazing thing, right? To recognize that inspiration, passion, purpose could be the thing that makes the economic turnaround.
I think it will.
I think
it will.
play's going to have such a big role in it because
Yeah.
with play is that resiliency, that resourcefulness, dealing with issues and challenges, right? Seeing things not as an obstacles, but an opportunity. I think that's going to be so critical right now. I'm so excited about what we're being presented. And I really think that we can step up. I really believe,
I think we can
I
too.
trust and believe that, our spirit, which is honed and built on resourcefulness, resiliency, imagination, creativity, all those things, that we just got a little weak in using our creative muscle.
Yeah, we did.
We've allowed it to atrophy. And I think that this beautiful creative tension that the economy is going to create is going to make all these wondrous outcomes. I think people are going to be shocked,
I have to
amazed,
agree.
and just celebratory when they look and see like what we were able to do and what we could do as
out of
Oh,
ourselves.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I don't, I know it's challenging times. I know it's really can be difficult for a lot of people, but I also think that in this, there's going to be magic. I really think there's going to be something beautiful that's going to come out of this.
Since you're talking about magic, I was so blessed tonight when you gave me a gift. Oh, Kevin, you have no idea how many years I have longed for a bottle of magic.
And that's what's so beautiful about it. It's so simple and so unique. And
I love it.
The artist that creates these is
Uncork
called
the
Jeff Crandall, and it says
possibilities.
"Uncork the possibilities." So we need to toss a bunch of that out
need to
there.
toss it all
right?
out there.
Toss
That's
it out
right.
there, right? I'm waving it
great.
to you guys,
That's great.
and I just think that we all have magic to share, and we all have the ability to uncork the possibilities. We just have to find encouragers. We just have to
Yeah.
believe in ourselves. We got to do our work. Coming to these kinds of gatherings really allows us to do our own developmental work as lifelong learners. We talked about that,
Yep.
the importance of looking for teachable moments, just like we did in our childhood. And lifelong learners are going to be the ones that thrive in challenging
Absolutely.
times
Absolutely.
because they're going to always be seeking out new information to allow them to use and leverage. And I think that's going to be critical. So coming to an event like this, I think all the attendees are going to truly benefit from first the network and the community that it will create, right, in this moment in time, but also the information that's being shared, like you and the other keynotes and the other breakout sessions, I think will be invaluable. And so, creating this online opportunity for people to check in and plug in, I think is also
And the
critical.
people who couldn't come.
Yes,
And the
absolutely.
people who couldn't come. I
Yeah,
know there
well,
were
the-
lots of people that would have liked to be here.
Sure.
So this, for me, is a real great way to get that energy out there, get the extension of ourselves out there, because there were people that probably would have liked to be here with us.
Absolutely.
And now they can be.
Yes, so those of you
This
out
will
in
be the first-
Cyberville, out
this
there
is
in
the
the
first year
cyber
we're
world,
doing this, so it's
make
great.
certain that you tune
Yeah,
in, plug in,
absolutely.
check in on a regular basis. They're going to be giving you sustenance for your creative soul, morsels to mull over, and all these great things. So there you have it. She's a human catalyst. I try to behave as one. She's got the bottle of
I got the
magic.
bottle.
Find
I
her.
got the bottle.
Find her. JoAnna has the source.
I love it.
Thank you so
I
much.
love it. Thank you for kicking it off tonight for us. It was brilliant.
It was my honor.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Mine as well to meet
Yeah.
you. Thank you.